affecting many Americans, and it's a leading cause of cirrhosis in adults, and it even affects 1 out of every 4 Americans right now. And that's from people that don't even drink alcohol. So if you add over 2 drinks a day for men and 1 drink a day for women, that actually increases the chances of you having fatty liver disease or developing cirrhosis. And with the liver, with our research, and this is why it's so hard for the medical profession to diagnose anything in the intestines and in the liver, because there's really no tests that you can do. I mean, yes, there's liver enzyme tests that can, when they get high, but when they do get high, usually it's too late. And there's not a lot of tests that you can do to determine how many toxins are in the liver or how many toxins are in the intestines. So it's really simple when you think about any type of disease mechanism, and the fact that the body has the ability to heal any disease known to man and any symptom is that once you clean the liver, once you clean the intestines, once you clean the parasites, once you clean all the chemicals and heavy metals out of the body, once you stop putting all those chemicals in the system, then ultimately the body heals itself. Now, the liver also stores the majority of the nutrients that we need, and that's why people are, even though they're eating and they're taking vitamins all the time, and they're taking vitamins that contain synthetic fillers and excipients like maltodextrin and silicon dioxide and titanium dioxide and those type of chemicals, those are actual fats, fatty substances that get stored in the liver as well. So what we found, like I was saying earlier, is if you're walking around with your liver only functioning at 10, 15, 20%, then you need to get the liver up to about 75% to really start feeling the new energy. And that's why you see kids that have horrible diets and everything, their liver's not completely congested yet. So it's able to break down the fats. It's able to take care of certain things and process all those toxins without that individual child really starting to gain weight and everything else. But now they're finding, actually, Texas A&M, as a matter of fact, did a study that said exposure to even low doses of hormone disruptors or endocrine disrupting chemicals, which are also, you know, the phthalates and the BPA and the xenoestrogens that are found in the water supply and in the food supply, can actually alter the gene expression in the liver and the liver function, increasing the susceptibility to liver failure, cirrhosis, and obesity and metabolic diseases, even in children. So really, the whole purpose of cleansing the liver is tracing back what we need to do to address the root cause of the problem. And the best way to do it is with liver-supporting herbs, purging the liver and flushing the liver of all the things that have been inside of it. I even read a story about a guy that had 4-stage cancer, and I'm not, making any claims here. This was a story online. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've talked to doctors that have used liver cleansing and read thousands upon thousands of reviews that this guy did 26 back-to-back liver and gallbladder cleanses. He was sent home to die with only 2 weeks left to live with cancer. And apparently, after the 26th liver and gallbladder cleanse, he went back into his physician, and his cancer was completely gone. Now, I've read every condition that you can possibly read, and it's all about one thing. When the body is clean, and you're putting clean food and clean water, and you're breathing clean air, which you can create for yourself in your home environment, your office environment, that disease can actually cease to exist.
Well, sure. I mean, here's an example. There's a gas station where I used to live that's a nice place. They sell barbecue as well, but they're down a hill. And I got gas there a few times, and my car would have problems. And then I was talking to Weldon. He goes, oh, you didn't know? They get water in the gas there because they're down that hill. Everybody knows don't get your gas there. So instead of them stopping selling gas or fixing it, they just keep selling it. But it's simple. You get a cup of water in 10 gallons of gas, your car is going to sputter till it conks out. It's real simple. If your liver, the main filter, is filled with all these different stones and all this garbage, I mean, no wonder it can't operate.
Right. Another thing that we talked about a little bit was the high fructose corn syrup, and that's like poison to your liver, almost as bad as alcohol is. And studies show that Americans consume about 12% of their total calories
Good God.
on average from high fructose corn syrup.
Why is high fructose so bad?
Well, high fructose corn syrup is man-made. That's why it's so bad, because it's most of it's made from genetically modified corn. It's got levels of mercury inside of it. They use processing chemicals to create it, and it's a toxin. It's a poison to the body. So when it comes in the body, it's not a natural food. It's synthetic. So when it comes in, the body has a hard time breaking it down. The liver has to work extra hard to break it down. It can kill liver cells. It's so damaging. And because the liver has to break the fructose up and break all the other chemicals.
Incredible.
And the corn products and the GMO stuff.
Dr. Group, stay there. Final segment. In the fight for human liberty, we need to be healthy. Purified water, clean, sunshine, non-GMO, and have a clean liver. Get your liver shield today. It supports the broadcast. And then with this, it was so dramatic 8 days in, because I did it for 6 days. Nothing happened. I was calling him. I was talking to Anthony. I said it hadn't happened. They said, just wait, just wait. It did. I know one person it didn't work on. It works on almost something like 97% of people we've talked to. And I guess that means they either don't have any stones or they're really backed up. Dr. Group, are there any dangers to flushing out these gallstones? I mean, are they naturally supposed to be there? Are kidney stones and things like that good for you? I've always heard they're bad, right?
Oh, they're not good for you. They're not supposed to be there. It's all caused by the environment that we put into ourselves. But you're asking if there's anything bad. You know, people who have really, really toxic livers, probably the worst symptom that could happen is that they might throw up. Some of that throwing up is maybe just a response from drinking the olive oil, but also it could mean that they're extremely toxic. So the liver cleanse, they might have some stomach pain. They might have a headache, some detoxification symptoms. But the whole purpose of us choosing the herbs that we chose, such as turmeric is in the formula, and that combats liver damage and helps with the inflammation in the liver. We chose a rare herb called Boratutu bark, which is a rainforest herb, which is extremely rare. It's been used for hundreds of years. It's one of the most powerful substances for liver cleansing. And it helps support the gallbladder, jaundice, repair of the liver. It has strong antioxidants in it. And the milk thistle seed that we put in there has been used for over 2,000 years for liver and gallbladder support. It helps detoxify your system from alcohol. It helps regenerate damaged liver tissue. There's, you can look on PubMed and find all kinds of studies on some of these herbs that we chose, especially milk thistle. But we also use a rare herb called Chanca piedra. And it was known in the rainforest herbal shamans as stonebreaker. And what this herb does is it actually breaks down kidney stones, liver stones, gallbladder stones over a period of time. And all of these things are in the liver shield. And that's why you take the liver shield for 4 or 5 days before you do the olive oil. So you're turning those hard stones into sponges. Almost like sponges, are breaking them down into little tiny soft pieces so they can easily pass. Now, if you were to go and just drink a bunch of olive oil right now, you might have a scenario where you pass a hard stone, or maybe a stone gets stuck in your bile duct coming out. But I've always told people the most effective cleanse and the hardest cleanse for you to do is to purge your liver. It's just drinking the olive oil is really the hardest part.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, we clean out the garbage disposal. We clean out every other kind of filter, pool filters, whatever, clean out the liver. But they're not going to make a bunch of money off of you giving you a liver transplant or whatever down the road, if you get your liver healthy outside of their system. We're not making any claims. All I know is this works incredibly good. In closing, Dr. Grip, I want to thank you for your help. Thank you for working with us. Because I know you're a really choosy guy, one of the most successful people in the country at all this. They're at the Global Healing Center. How often should I do a liver cleanse? I mean, I've done 2. I mean, I guess I did the first one about 6 months ago, another one about 3 months later. It wasn't as dramatic, but there was some. Do I want to do it until every few months until nothing comes out?
Right. Well, what we found is that pretty much anyone over 40 needs to do 3 liver cleanses over, let's say, maybe a couple month period. So they do a liver cleanse and wait a week or so just to rest, and then do another cleanse, wait a week, do another cleanse. And 3 is kind of a magic number. The 3rd liver cleanse, the 6th liver cleanse, and the 9th liver cleanse. For some reason, we've seen the best results in multiples of 3.
Sure. Wow. You know what? Do 5 more minutes with us, folks. The new product is here. It funds the InfoWar. It's high quality Liver Shield. InfoWarsLife.com, and it comes with the Oxy powder when you get it as part of the Advanced Cleanse Pack discounted.
GCNlive.com today.
Mom who advocated medical cannabis oil faces 30 years in prison. And it's well known to help Crohn's disease. They're even trying to patent it right now. But this mom, her son made pro-medical marijuana comments at school about how his mom treated her Crohn's disease with it. And the police raided the Garden City home in March after her son made the comments. She booked herself in. She's facing 30 years in prison. Because I guess in that state, it's still a total police state. I mean, what a sick joke that we allow this to go on. And this just shows how crazy it's all gotten. KMUW is also reporting on this with a straight face, like it's I guess a good idea. Garden City woman surrenders post bond in high-profile medical marijuana case in the Findlay County law enforcement. And what state is that? I know there's a Garden City in Missouri, one in Michigan. It's in Kansas, yeah. It's in Kansas. I mean, that is just sickening. Dr. Grib, finishing up with just the medical tyranny in this country. I don't imbibe in marijuana, but I know it's known to help with glaucoma. It's known to help with nausea. It's known to help with irritable, just hundreds of things. It's certainly got medical uses, and most people have smoked it or do smoke it. I don't get how you give a woman 30 years in prison, or how 11-year-olds get taken from their parents because they were playing basketball in the backyard. I mean, what country do we live in?
We live in a pretty sick country, but people are actually getting more educated and more educated. I think that's crazy. The hemp plant is the closest natural plant to the oil that the human body secretes. It's only 1 carbon off, so it's the most natural, and it's got the most medicinal uses than any other natural plant in the world. It's highly effective for a multitude of different conditions, including detoxification. But what it all boils down to really is, even if you're a natural practitioner, really people should be looking at not treating disease. Like, the real definition of a doctor should be a teacher and not a prescriber, and someone that teaches you how to heal yourself. And it all boils back down to, we're not treating disease with all these supplements. That's what we're not doing. All we're doing is cleaning your body so your body's self-healing mechanism can reactivate and your body can heal whatever condition that you have. And that's all we're doing with cleaning the intestines, cleaning the liver and gallbladder, cleaning all the metals, the parasites, all the other gunk out so the body can actually heal itself. That's why I recommend everybody, start looking at their diet, evaluating all the chemicals they're putting into their system, doing multiple liver and gallbladder cleanses so their liver can function again, because think of all the things people are exposed to every single day. Millions of chemicals, millions of toxins in the food supply, the water, the beverages, everything else, and it all goes to one tiny little organ through your intestines, and then it goes into your bloodstream to your liver, and the liver is, when the liver's congested, then everything else starts. I mean, that's where all your symptoms begin.
Dr. Group, here's what it comes down to. I cannot get excited enough, and I don't want to come off like a carnival barker about taking the Liver Shield with the organic apple cider vinegar and your Oxy powder, 6 days. It is explosive, quite literally, what happens. And you realize that was in me, and that's only part of it. I mean, no wonder I had so much more energy right after it happened. No wonder my skin got so much better. I know only a fraction of people who even believe me. Most people do. They know I don't make stuff up. Are going to actually buy this and try it. I mean, for the money you spend, and you're funding the InfoWar, a win-win. It's just, I don't know how I had this weird cognitive dissonance and didn't want to do it when you were pushing me to do it a year and a half ago. But I want to thank you for pushing me so hard. You're just awesome, Dr. Grube. Get the Liver Shield alone or the Liver Shield Advanced Cleanse, both at InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. Thank you so much, Dr. Grube.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Stay dry down there. He couldn't even get up here because of the flooding. The state's getting flooded.